So welcome.
Thank you.
So today we're talking about nutrition, and we're going to specifically talk about calorie counting and macronutrients. So what are calories? Calories are units of energy. So in other terms, and more so nutritional terms, we get calories from different sources of food, beverages, which we need to live and function. So we can get calories from fats, proteins, carbohydrates, and sugars. All right, so ways that you can, burn calories or expend calories. So I'm not going to literally go into every single one of them, but if you just go ahead and look at this slide and look at the different ways that we use calories. The first one is the resting energy expenditure. So this is, what allows our bodies to be alive, what allows our, bodies to function, blood circulating. So these are the calories that we need. And then if you go down to the third one, you see active energy expenditure. So this refers to the calories you expend during sports. So when we exercise, these are the calories that we need, to get that extra energy to allow us to do those physical activities. So just a little breakdown of each way we can use calories in our bodies. All right, so how are we measuring out calories? So this is first just a daily recommended caloric intake. So it all varies obviously based on your age, your metabolism, gender as well too, and then how much are you active? So how much you're getting physical activity throughout the week. So here we see men on average about 2,500 calories per day, and then women is about 2,000 calories per day. Now this is just the daily recommended intake, from the FDA and all, other health clinic recommendations, doctors. So again, all depends on your age, metabolism, and your physical activity. So calorie counting was kind of our big thing that we were talking about today. So one little fancy word that we are going to talk about is caloric deficit. All right, so what is caloric deficit? So this occurs when you consistently provide your body with fewer calories than it needs to support calorie expenditure. All right, so in order to achieve calorie deficit, you want to consume fewer calories, but you want to increase your physical activity. So obviously right now we're doing a weight loss program, so that's why this is important for us to talk about. We want to be able to lose weight, but we have to be able to, make sure we're putting the right calories in our bodies, but are we doing a caloric deficit? Are we, counting our calories to see if we're going to meet that goal of that weight loss? So just a little ways that you can, we'll go a little bit more into the tips as we go on, but the next couple bullets is just little ways of how you can, start to, really go down and decrease your calories. All right, so here's another slide kind of comparing men and women. So men should not consume fewer than 1,500 calories per day, and women should not consume fewer than 1,200 calories a day. So if you see that difference, 2,000 was for women, and then now we're at this caloric deficit, we need 1,200 calories. So if we really want to lose some weight, that body fat, right, we have to be able to go down a little bit in our calories. And again, it all still depends on your age, metabolism, physical activity, and also medical history. You could have any kind of medical history. So definitely consulting with a registered dietitian or your physician, your doctor, to see what is the healthy way for you to lose weight. So tips on how we can do well on caloric deficit. I know it's hard. We all want to, eat certain things, drink certain things, but, if we want to lose weight and get into the shape that we want to go, we have to be able to, find something that works out for us. So count your calories. Maybe you start a diary, a food diary, a food log. You're tracking how much you're eating a day. And then maybe you take it up a notch, like, okay, I'm going to count how many calories. So if I have a Nutri-Grain bar, how many calories is that Nutri-Grain bar? And you track that each and every day so you can see how many calories you're consuming a day, and then you can go from there to see, okay, I need to cut back, all right, or maybe I need to add a little bit more. So don't drink your calories. Next one, that's a big one. So we want to increase water. So increase water. I know sugary drinks, and I know we have some coffee drinkers. Trying to find ways to make, you know, coffee a little bit healthier for you. So don't add sugar to your coffee. Maybe you use certain kind of milk instead of 2%. So lots of different ways that you can kind of cut back on drinking your calories. Cook your own meals. So obviously try to avoid fast food. If you're going to do takeout, see what healthy options they have on the menu. But cooking your own meals is going to be the best way. Increase vegetables on your plate, portion sizes. All right, maybe you get a smaller plates and you portion that out. And then always including protein, because protein is good. That's how we're going to get that muscle buildup within our body. Eat mini versions of sweets and desserts. So I wish Mike was on the call today, but you know, trying to find, if you like ice cream, trying to find little small ice creams instead of going and getting the big carton at Giant or Walgreens or wherever you shop. Finding smaller portions and mini size. Maybe it's a little bite of a brownie or whatever it is. And then making healthy swaps. So example, you're eating a burger, take away the bun. I know the bun makes it better, but you know, if we want to lose weight and we want to be able to get those goals, trying to make healthy swaps out. And then last but not least, read food labels. So start to get familiar with food labels. Go online, go to My Plate, or all these other great websites that, you know, can break down food labels for you if you have no clue what it means, and see what nutritional stuff is good on that. All right, so that's what we have for calorie counting, and then I'm going to head it over to Paulina, who's going to talk about some macronutrients.
Hi, okay, so as Olivia was saying, calories are important, but knowing the basics of macronutrients are also important, because I mean, you could eat a pizza and that be 1,500 calories, but that's not what you want to do. You want to make sure you're getting the right ratio for your total caloric intake. So learning the basics of macronutrients is a great step in the right direction to helping get your nutrition on track.
So,
Ellen,
okay, so I guess I did try the call.
Oh, and now I was muted. Okay. Learning the basics of macronutrients is a great step in the right direction to helping your nutrition stay on track. Macronutrients are essentially nutrients that are required by the body in large amounts. So the three that your body needs are carbohydrates, protein, and fat, and this is all in order to support a healthy and active lifestyle. We're going to go over the general recommendations for a typical adult, but the ratios will vary based on who you are as an individual and what your nutrition and health goals are. So switching slides. We have carbohydrates, which are the preferred and primary source of energy for the body. The general recommendation is to aim for 45 to 65% of your daily calories from carbs. Not all carbs are created equally though, so there are two different types, simple and complex. Simple carbs tend to be more processed and they're quickly absorbed into the bloodstream. So they spike your insulin and they'll cause imbalances for your blood sugar, which tends to make you crave more things a lot sooner, whereas complex carbs are less processed and they're higher in fiber, so they take longer to digest over time, balancing out your blood sugar levels. So examples of simple carbs would be foods like pasta, cookies, fruit juice, things like that. And then as you can see in this picture, examples of complex carbs are oatmeal, quinoa, Leafy greens, a lot of people forget that vegetables are a great source of carbs, so always make sure you're eating your greens. And if you do like pasta, doesn't mean you have to totally take it out. As you can see, whole wheat pasta makes it a complex carb. So just kind of making those little small alterations in your diet can really go a long way. And then our next macronutrient will be protein, which primary function is to build and repair body tissue and structures. So that's what's maintaining and building your muscles. You want to aim for about 10 to 35% of your total caloric intake. Different factors that can affect your intake needs are physical activity level, caloric consumption, your body composition goals, and sports performance goals. You want to make sure that you're consuming enough protein, but you don't want to overdo it, because if you're consuming too much protein and then not moving around enough, that protein will turn into stored fat. So more isn't always better. And just like how there are different types of carbs, there are different types of proteins, incomplete versus complete. You want to try to get complete proteins in your diet. Those will be the ones that supply all the essential amino acids in an appropriate ratio. So main sources for complete proteins will come from animal sources, dairy, meats. As you can see in the photo, examples, whole eggs, rice and beans, fish. And then finally, our last macronutrient will be fats. Switching slides, there we go, which are the most concentrated source of energy in the diet. Fats help us absorb fat-soluble vitamins like vitamin A, D, E, K, and they perform a lot of other essential functions in the body. For fats, you want to aim for 20 to 35% of your daily caloric intake. Fats come in all shapes and sizes, so your saturated and trans fat are the unhealthy fats that you want to limit in your diet, whereas poly and mono unsaturated fats are the healthy fats. So you want to try to obtain these fats from naturally whole foods. And then the final slide, which are important takeaways. All three macronutrients are necessary to support that healthy and active lifestyle. So it's a balancing act. If you eliminate one of those macros from your body, you'll turn into an adaptive state, which can impact your body long term. So a good rule to follow is the 3 for 3 rule, which is to eat all 3 macros every 3 hours. This simple rule will help ensure that the body is being fueled, and you want to be mindful about what you're putting into your body. So as I've been saying, not all of these macros are created equally. You want quality over quantity. So you really want to aim for those complex carbs, complete proteins, and then poly and mono unsaturated fats as much as you can in your diet. And then finally, any questions? You guys need to unmute if you have any questions. And as always, feel free to reach out to us for a free nutrition consultation if you don't have any questions at the moment. Do you have a question, Charisse?
No.
Yeah. The biggest thing that I would say for both of this is really the first step is like try to make a food log, like try to find a notebook or a planner or an app or whatever is comfortable for you and start tracking what you're eating. Because that's kind of like, you can sit here and listen to all this stuff, but like if you're not applying it and doing something in your life to change your food habits or whatever, we're not going to see any results. So simple start is just tracking your food, seeing what you're eating, maybe just once a day, maybe not every single day you're tracking something. Maybe you start Tuesday and Thursday, I'm going to see what I eat on Tuesday, Thursday and track. And then you go from there and you try to, see if you're getting enough calories. And then obviously you put that into, exercise. So obviously if you want to lose some weight, want to lose some body weight, you're going to have to increase your exercise. But I think starting small, finding something that's comfortable for you in a routine, and then you go from there, because nutrition is the hardest thing. I mean, we all struggle with nutrition. It's hard. So you have to just find something that's good for you and a routine and stick to it, and you'll see it'll become fun.
Yeah. I'll say some really good trackers, like if you don't have a log, if you want to do it like electronically, like MyFitnessPal is really great. You don't even have to, sometimes if you're eating something, you can just like scan the barcode. It's really simple to just log it in. And while it's great to be accurate, you don't have to be super accurate. Just like kind of seeing what your general intake is like every day. And then you're able to see it all on a sheet and then be able to figure out what small things can you change, what small things can you take out. And then those little steps really add up in the long run.
Yep, and we're gonna post this video obviously up for anybody that didn't get a chance or you want to have it on hand. So we'll have all that for you guys. And yeah, thank you guys so much for coming. We appreciate it. We got you guys in and out. A little quick information time.